Our ride today is the 2010 Land Rover Range Rover Sport Supercharged. A lot to get out, but this car has a lot in it. Let's talk about some of the main things that make this an attractive feature for your shopping list. First of all, J.D. Powers puts this at number 2 in its reliability. Second of all, the best residual values 4 years in a row. It has a complete new styling up front and also an engine that's specifically made for this vehicle. In fact, the most powerful Range Rover ever. And get this, that comes with 12% better fuel economy. We're going to take a look at that new redesign on the outside, some of the luxuries on the inside, and that new engine under the hood. Tom Yeager is back from Land Rover of Portland. Tom, welcome to our studios again. New engine for this vehicle.
Thanks so much, Nick. It's always fun to be here. And yes, there's a new engine, and it's amazing. It's a 5-liter direct injection. It's now 510 horsepower, so 120 horsepower increase over last year. Wow. All while getting 12% better fuel economy. So just a really neat new addition to the Range Rover Sport. Now,
these engines were specifically made for these vehicles, right?
That's right. It's the first time ever, actually, that a Land Rover has had an engine that was actually co-developed with Jaguar, but for specific intent to be in this car, not a derivation from something else.
Let's talk about that transmission, because I know that's something that Land Rover are very proud of.
It's a ZF transmission, and it's a 6-speed. They've completely reprogrammed the software for it this year for both better performance, better economy, smoother operation. They added the paddle shifters to the steering wheel, being that this is also a high-performance car, for more control with that.
New shocks?
That's right. It has the adaptive shocks now, so 500 times a second it is adapting to make them either softer or firmer for better handling and better ride simultaneously.
Completely new front end.
The styling, they've retained the same classic Range Rover look, but all the details have been updated for a more contemporary design. The headlights, the grille, the bumper are all new, kind of a more smoother, slightly more assertive look. The headlights are enhanced with a little LED technology around each concentric circle.
And that looks really nice when the vehicle's coming towards.
It does. At night, it's just a really kind of detailed, distinctive look.
Now let's talk about the side of the vehicle. The vents look a little bigger this year.
They are. They've increased the vents here. With the new engine, it actually has larger dual air intakes now, so that it's literally breathing through those air intakes.
Tom, I almost don't feel like I'm in a car. Upgrades on the inside are very noticeable.
It is. It's truly now an opulent interior. They've taken the same basic layout and just enhanced all the materials, from a hand-stitched leather dash and doors to the nicest wood you can put in a vehicle. Really the difference in craftsmanship versus a Range Rover versus something lesser.
Now, I noticed that a lot of things that last year may have been molded plastic, this year are actually crafted metal.
They've actually added what's called a noble chrome finish, which is a real metal finish, enhancing all the leather and wood that we talked about, just giving it a truly high-end feel.
A big change to the dash itself.
Yeah, you have the new 5-inch thin-film transistor display, which gives you just clearer, more detailed information, all accessible through those steering wheel controls as well, and larger, clearer gauges with that. The terrain response is also updated this year on the Range Rover Sport Supercharged. It has a 6th mode, which is the dynamic mode, which is designed to maximize on-road performance. So it's going to tighten up all the suspension systems and make the responses that much more geared for high performance.
And let's just talk about finally the actual driving of this vehicle. That's really what impressed me. It's like driving a sports car. I have a hard time thinking that this is the size of a house that has the handling of an Italian sports car.
That's exactly what it is. It's designed to have that breadth of capabilities that's unmatched, whether it be off-road all the way to carving a country road. It's truly, from an engineering standpoint, an accomplishment to be able to handle just like a sports car and yet be a full utility vehicle.
Test driving the 2010 Land Rover Range Rover Sport Supercharged should be on your bucket list. And if it isn't, you should add it right now. Now let's look at some whys to buy. First of all, let's talk about residual values. You will not find another vehicle that does as well as this. When it's time to sell it, you'll get the price, the best price available, which means that your car is going to keep its value. Second of all, let's talk about quality of build. We talked about this in the beginning of the show. We said that Land Rover, their Range Rover Sport, was now rated number 2 by J.D. Powers and Associates for the quality of build. And finally, let's talk about luxury. I dare you to find a vehicle that is more luxurious than this on the inside. Let's take a look at the MSRP. The 2010 Range Rover Sport Supercharged has a 5-litre supercharged V8 engine, a 6-speed automatic transmission, and the base price will run you $73,345. Our in-studio as tested model, $92,807. For your gasoline consumption, the EPA says you'll get 12 miles a gallon in the city and 17 on the highway.